I've been clean for 7 years now. Like many of us, I had a rough start to life. I started self-medicating at a young age. I ran for so long, I don't even know where to find the dragon. I'm just lost. First of all, I'm super proud of you, brother, for keeping going. Keep fighting. And I'm super proud of you for getting clean and staying clean. It's a lot harder than anybody that hasn't tried it can even possibly understand. I understand what it's like to start self-medicating young. I did the same thing. As far as where to find your dragons, that is a good question. We're not given any clues on what they look like or how to deal with them or where to even find them. Dragons do leave tracks, and they usually come from the same 5 things that I talked about the other day. Challenges with emotional expression and mental health, aspiration for personal growth or development, struggles with motivation or consistency, desire for strong relationships and support networks, and fear of failure or criticism. These things can come from one of 2 places. One, either unrealized outcomes from false expectations, or 2, some of those relationships in your life are really, really bad, and they're actually the source or the voice that's ringing in your head about your fear of failure or whatever else it is you're fighting with. So it's probably going to come from one of those 5 things, and it's either going to be an unrealized personal expectation that was set falsely, either from a person or from society, or it's somebody that's directly tearing you down, some relationship you have in your life. What the tracks look like is an emotional expression or response. So, and generally in men, that shows up in fear, in anger, or in sadness. So once you can recognize the tracks, then you have to start following the tracks. And please understand that I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. This only comes from what I've read, trying to help myself and my own personal experience. If you need help, there's no shame in seeking it. There are some very good people out there that can help you through what you're facing in life. It's not easy, and there's no shame in getting help. In my own personal experience, and I learned to do this from the things that I read, following the tracks, it generally starts with some emotional response. Why am I so fucking angry right now? And then you start asking why. And the reasons why might not come the first time. When you start going down, if you've ever tracked a deer or an animal through the woods, tracking ain't easy. They'll leave signs, broken twigs, drops of blood, disturbed leaves, roughed up, scuffed up dirt. But tracking ain't easy. You have to keep asking why until you get back to the emotional core of that response. Some of the answers you find are not going to be comfortable. They're going to be very, very uncomfortable. Some of the dragons, most of the dragons, are going to be you. Friedrich Nietzsche said, "Stare not into the abyss, for the abyss will gaze also into you." This is what he was talking about. Carl Jung talks about it in the shadow work. Once you find the dragons, you have to deal with the dragon. You can't fight it. You can't push it back in its hole. It's never going to go away, and it will only get bigger with time. You have to find the cause, its source of power, and deal with it. And more often than not, it is within you. Your own perceptions, justified or unjustified. Some of the hardest ones you'll deal with are the times that you've lied to yourself and the times that you've let yourself down, which cause you to not trust yourself, which can cause you to not love yourself. The ones that come from other people hurt people, hurt people. You have to understand that what they did or what they said wasn't a direct reflection on you. It was an expression of their own brokenness. their own dragons coming out to bite. Either out of protection or out of pain, they lashed out. Forgiveness is not for them, it is for you. You have to forgive them. You have to let it go. You have to understand that what they said about you isn't true and isn't real. You have to come to understand who you are and accept yourself and love yourself. Now that probably means you're going to have to work on some things, change some habits, change some perceptions. Almost every dragon that exists is addressed directly and multiple times from multiple perspectives in the Bible. For those who have ears to hear, let them hear. You probably won't get it the first time, and you need to understand it in context. I have read through the Bible many, many times, and every time I come to a deeper understanding. The road out is just as long or longer than the road in. The road out has very few signposts and guideposts, and it's hard sometimes to find somebody to walk with you and lead you. And no one can do the work for you. You are the only one that can make the choices. You are the only one that can face the dragons. Others can help you with tools. They can help you sharpen your sword, but they can't do it for you. To you, brother, the one that wrote this comment, I commend you for your courage and your bravery to speak up. I commend you for your courage and your bravery to keep going. I know exactly how hard it is. I commend you for your courage to reach out. For those of you that don't speak up, know that you are not alone and that it is possible.